From the top rope to your collection, this collecting the 1, 2, 3 presented by Cardboard Dugout. I am your host, Moon3PO, and this is my tag team partner, Bropio, coming through with another episode. But before we dive into it, Bropio, how you doing?
I'm doing good. I got a little bit of a rasp voice going on today. I don't know, man. It's this damn weather. It'll be pouring the night before. It's all hot and muggy in the morning, and the next thing you know, it's like blazing hot and it's sunny, and then it's raining again. And I don't know, but other than that, man, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. I was going to ask, is your voice also raspy, losing the voice? I'm assuming yelling at the TV. For
Yeah, I'm
those that
probably
don't
not
know,
helping either. Yeah,
we do live in the good old state of Texas, and if you are not a basketball fan, the San Antonio Spurs are in the Western Conference Finals, down 3-2. So I was telling Mrs. Moon, well, glad we didn't record yesterday. I was like, I'm glad we didn't record yesterday. I felt like Bro Priya would have been a little smarky. I wouldn't consider myself like the biggest basketball fan, obviously. Obviously, if you guys are down in the deep lore of this podcast, you guys would know that we're bigger baseball fans, mainly bigger baseball fans than basketball fans. Obviously, you're a bigger basketball fan than me. But if I would
yeah,
associate myself with the team, obviously it would be San Antonio Spurs. I did enjoy
yeah.
them when I
I
grew up.
do watch the good old hoops. But I guess when I say that, I strictly just watch the Spurs. I don't watch like random NBA games on Friday
Yeah.
night or whatever that had be. I just watch the Spurs on our local TV network, and if they make it to the playoffs, which they did this year for the first time in I think like 8, 9 years, I think it was.
Has it been that
Um,
long? I was trying to
yeah,
think about it the other day. It's been a
been a
hot
while.
minute, right?
Yeah, it's been a hot minute. I think it's been since the bubble, the COVID bubble. I
2020?
think so. 2020, 2021, I think was like the last year. Yeah, it's like 6, 7 years it's been.
Yeah.
Um, Yeah, so that's I only watched that, and so yeah, I'm pretty sure top of all the crappy ass weather, um, yelling at the TV every other day, it's definitely probably not helping. But yeah, dude, I've been like this since like fucking Saturday, Sunday, so it's Wednesday, so yeah,
Yeah.
and they
I
play
did hear
tomorrow,
it.
so
I
this
had
ain't
to
gonna
play
help.
tomorrow. Yeah. I did hear a little bit on
So
Saturday, which did they play
yeah,
Saturday? When did they play Saturday? No, they did
yeah,
play
they did.
Saturday. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
so I'm
was like, what
saying
the
it's not.
fuck? Yeah.
Yeah, if,
So it makes a lot of sense as far as that. Obviously on Saturday we did roll in a double television in our parents' household. Because believe it or not, everybody, we did watch AEW Double or Nothing. So in this episode here, we are going to be reacting to AEW Double or Nothing along with Saturday Night's Main Event, because that was also this past weekend. AEW on Saturday. I mean, Saturday Night's Main Event on Saturday. Obviously, AEW on Sunday. We did watch both of them. We did consume both of them here. We're not going to go card match by match, card by card if you're respecting that. We're just going to kind of give our ideas on it, because obviously, if you guys listened to the last episode of the podcast, you guys would know that we were kind of talking about how the state of, I don't want to say overall wrestling itself, but just mainly WWE has been kind of lackluster, which still kind of feels like that as we head into Clash in Italy, which is this Sunday. So we will give our full predictions on that card itself. And then obviously we are also going to be doing our full breakdown. As you can tell by the title of the episode, we'll be doing our full breakdown of Topps Cosmic Chrome. Cosmic Chrome is scheduled for a June 4th release. So hopefully this episode will be out on Friday. So it kind of gives you a week ahead of time. I feel like it's a first. I feel like usually we're like, I don't want to say we're scrambling, but we're usually like, all right, dude, we got to record this episode so we get this out on this. This one we know like a week ahead of time. We had a checklist. We kind of have an idea of odds and things like that. So it's been nice. So shout out to Topps. I know usually we gripe about Topps and this and that and the third, and granted it's warranted. But when you mean, obviously, when they do good stuff with their sets and releases, obviously got to tip our cap. But before we get into Cosmic and next week, let's talk about AEW Double or Nothing first. Obviously, we watched it together. I know you had to depart a little bit early, but you did watch the main. You departed the main event. You were able to finally watch it. Overall grade of AEW Double or Nothing, I think it's obviously, I try not to compare both to AEW or WWE, but it's funny. Me and Mrs. Moon were watching it. She was like, "Why is this still on?" I'm like, baby girl, this is not WWE PLE or over by 9 o'clock. This is a full
yep.
on Graps. Starts at 6-5 if you want to include the pre-show, and then goes all the way to 11 Central Standard Time. But if you had to give, I know you like the letter grade. If you had to give AEW a letter grade, Double or Nothing, what's the letter grade that we're giving AEW Double or Nothing?
Oh man, I think it's like an easy A, right? I would think.
I would agree. Yeah.
Yeah, like it was. I mean, AEW puts on very good, fantastic pay-per-views. I think that's not the issue with them. I think their issue is always been just like the storytelling aspect of it, and then following up on their pay-per-views. Which I did not watch Dynamite tonight, so I don't know how anything went. But like, for example, like did they build on Kyle Fletcher's return? Like, stuff like that. Did they build on that storyline? So stuff like that. Like sometimes they'll just go like they'll build on something on pay-per-view and then it just disappears. Same thing for like Cage and Cope. Like I know they had I know I saw their outline and I think they had like a segment or something like that. So like, but
5 second pose, throwing it back.
oh, there you go. See, that's cool. Which I was so glad that they won. It was I was glad that was actually the first match because if I'm not mistaken, I think AEW started like right before the Spurs game tipped off.
Yeah.
Which was also had to like go back and forth between the Spurs game and the AEW pay-per-view, and there was a ruckus in the household of which was getting the larger TV, which the Spurs game did take priority over the AEW for obvious reasons, as we don't really watch AEW that much, and it's the Spurs. So, but no, I did enjoy it. The matches were pretty good. Again, I had to leave a little bit early, so I had to catch the replay for some of the matches. But I enjoyed it. I think the only gripe that I probably had about it, and again, this is like me like nitpicking, is the Stampede match. Like not necessarily the match itself, but just the placement of it. Like to have it go second to the last match kind of felt weird and it kind of dragged in my opinion at one point. It's kind of like, man, like how much longer are they gonna go? Like I felt like that could have been like a good like maybe even an opener or like midway, but to go second to last, that'd probably be my only gripe. Um One thing I did notice, and I obviously I think other people have reported on it. There was no blood, so
Yeah.
and I know it
Yeah.
had to do with like the New York State like athletic commission or something like that. But like there was no blood, and it didn't take away from anything. And it also like if you can go back and look like if you add blood to any of those matches, like does it make it any better? No,
No.
like so there's really no need for it, and I think that's one of the other big gripes I've had with them is, like, sometimes I feel like there's just too much, like, blood and for unnecessary reasons. I mean, for God's sakes, Moxley wrestled and he had no blood, and I don't think that's I can't even tell you was the last time I saw that, specifically on a pay-per-view. I know Dynamite's different, but, like, on a pay-per-view was the last time Moxley's ever wrestled and there was no red. Like, it was, like, weirdly refreshing to see, and I hope that other people who are there just clamor like, "Oh, we need the blood, we need the blood." Like, I would, like, question you the same thing, like, did it take away from anything, or do you think that blood would add to it? And then apparently I think it's no. So, all in all, it was a good pay-per-view. Kudos. I enjoyed it. So,
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. I don't think there's anything for me to really add on. I would agree a little bit with the Stampede. I get I guess I would say I wouldn't get the placement of it. I guess I kind of see just because it was a longer match. I believe the match went over 30 minutes, which was the longest recorded match on the card. So which makes sense. There's a lot of just chaos going on, which I also heard that everything was shot live, which kudos to that production team to like going knowing when to cut cameras. There's really no awkward spots. A lot of little cool moments. Tommy Invincible, Leo Rush, and
that
Bobby
was
Lashley
did you see that
having
TikTok where
their
they picked him up on the Jungle Express?
yeah, yeah,
That was
um,
pretty funny.
having the Leo Rush and Bobby Lashley interaction like that, like cool little moments like that. So like knowing those little spots, and yeah, I agree with you 100% because there was the report that came out. The New York City Sports Commission said like that, absolutely no blood whatsoever. And I didn't even notice that until it got reported. I think the only people that had blood was Darby, but that was on the accident spot when his head hit the freaking ramp. And then on
Yeah.
the pre-show, Big Justice was bleeding from his, or Big Boom AJ was bleeding from his cheek. Did you see the meme of him cutting the promo with the Vita Coco with the blood on
I did
his chest?
not know.
I gotta say to
Uh-uh.
the meme stop. This man's cutting a promo backstage with the Vita Coco in the background and blood on his face. Like that man is a worker. So I was like,
Jeez.
so I thought that was pretty funny. But yeah, overall, really, really good card. I would again echo everything you said. A plus potentially. I would have to go back and rewatch it from start to finish because it kind of was a little bit like there were some matches where I was like, even though not the biggest Spurs fan, like I still was watching and then kind of going just back and forth. Um, but yeah, overall, really solid card. I myself didn't watch double Dynamite tonight. Was a little bit busy getting home from work, so I didn't catch double or nothing or Dynamite, which I did heard it did follow up. I know the biggest thing I know for me it was to get like a reaction or hopefully get a response from Kevin Knight, which that did open up the card, or open up the event. So that was, refreshing to build on that. Like you mentioned, build on the Kyle Fletcher, um, the return, and obviously on the turn. The Edge and Christian, yeah, I know they had a 5-second pose, and I believe they gave the crowd all disposable cameras to kind of play it back
Nice.
to the Attitude Era with all the flashes. So
Yeah.
I do got to go back and watch it just for that. I believe their first feud is the Bucks. I know some people were kind of
Yeah.
talking about that a
Okay.
little bit. Maybe not the best first feud for their title reign, but I was very much happy to see that there. But yeah, I really don't have like any complaints on the matches. So like looking at it again, like every match averaged like 19 to 20 minutes. Athena and Mina Shirakawa went 11 minutes. I was a little bit low. I know the biggest key takeaway match for me was the Swerve Strickland and Bandito. Bandito's like one of my favorite wrestlers. Like right now, that dude puts on absolute bangers. Had the privilege of watching him in Vegas against the Amazing Red. But yeah, man, if I had the pen, I'm giving that dude the freaking keys to that because that dude is a freaking star.
I know, man. What is he doing down there in ROH with the world title? Like,
I, you saw me get all like, where to have your freaking ROH World Champion lose them, and I get it. I get it.
Same thing with
You're building,
Athena. Like, I don't know what
yeah,
Athena's doing down there with the ROH title still.
yeah.
They should not be down there.
Yeah, I agree with you 100% on that. Tekla retaining, was happy about that. Obviously Jericho, we talked about the Hurt Syndicate with the Stampede, and yeah, again MJF becoming a 3-time champion. I think we talked about a last pod or 2 pods ago. Like the Darby Allen reign didn't make any sense to me. He has always been one of those guys where I feel like he didn't need the title, and I don't think he's really, nothing against him whatsoever, but I really don't think he's your face of the company kind of guy to do those media
It was just
tours.
very oddly timed. Like it
Yeah,
kind of to me seemed rushed in a way. Like
agree.
they wanted to give him his hometown flowers, and then he just like went through like 8 like nonstop title matches. Against even like random people. Like, why did Sammy Guevara all of a sudden get a title match just because he's one of the pillars? Like, that don't make no sense when he's been buried down in ROH as well.
Yeah,
So it's just stuff like that just didn't make sense. And then just to have him like flip flop the title back to MJF in his, I guess, home area. I know he's from Jersey. It was
yeah,
in New York. Don't come at me, New Yorkers, if it's not the same thing. I just know it's in the general vicinity. All right. Okay. But so I don't know if that was supposed to be like his thing. But yeah, I mean, all in all, I didn't watch any really of his title defenses, Darby, but I know from like what the internet was saying that a lot of the matches were pretty good. Like I know he fought like Brody King,
yeah.
Tommaso
I saw that one.
Ciampa, stuff like that. So I mean, it kind of just seemed rushed, and it kind of seemed like they just wanted to give it to him at some point, and I guess they decided to do it at this point. So I mean, I don't know. Tony Khan loves to book those good feel moments, man.
Yeah, if
Which
that's
is funny.
if there's one
It's
thing.
funny too because when on Saturday when I'm gonna call him Edge and Christian, when Edge and Christian won, the wife was like, "Oh, should they won?" I was like, "Oh, there's one thing you got to know about TK, man. He loves those feel good moments, man. He will book those feel good moments. And rightfully so. Edge and Christian deserve their fucking flowers. They're one of the best tag teams in the world out there. So of all time. So
Yeah,
discussion
I
probably for another day of who's the top, but they're up there.
top 5 tag teams of all time. Hey, we'll book it on the pod next episode.
Yep.
But yeah, I know. I again, I don't really have too much to say about it. I'm gonna watch Dynamite tomorrow. Maybe that'll change my perception on everything. Hopefully, moving forward. Hey, who knows? Maybe will be a recurring thing because I know we've talked about the current state of WWE. The state. I feel like when they have had good matches or have had the time to wrestle, it's been good matches. It's been solid programming, but again, like there's feels like it's like in a stalemate right now. Like again, something is just still not clicking, and I feel like that kind of translated over to Saturday Night's Main Event, to make our transition to some WWE talk. But yeah, again, like a very good Saturday Night's Main Event, like the Ethan Page and Penta, very good match. I will say though, I am very upset that Ethan Page got Def Rebel once again. I don't
Oh
understand it.
yeah.
I do not
So
understand.
I didn't watch it live. We had some house festivities going on that Saturday. So later though the next I watched the rerun the next day. No, I watched it on Monday. I'm sorry. I watched it Monday. And when I watched the rerun, because I had saw like people making TikToks and people tweeting about that Ethan Page got Def Rebel, and I'm like, what the hell do you mean he got Def Rebel? Does it already have a Def Rebel song? And then I heard that they took out the all ego part or the ego part from the beginning. I know you can kind of hear it later on, but yeah, there's this. unnecessary,
Like,
unnecessary.
it
So I was like,
makes
great.
no
Did somebody who's like a famous singer see the ego part? They don't want to pay him his money. Like, come on now,
Like, it literally
crazy.
makes no sense. I was like tripping 'cause I was going crazy because I didn't watch last Monday or this past Monday or 2 weeks ago Monday Night Raw. So I was like, did he get Def Rebel then? And then
I
I
don't think
just
he's
didn't
come up
see it.
since then.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then when I put out my tweet, obviously, all the whole IWC and WWE internet fans kind of all tweeted the same thing. So I was like, okay, I was just going crazy. But yeah, the fact that the all ego is now gone from the theme song makes absolutely no sense
ego.
whatsoever. Uh, that's literally his persona. So it makes no freaking sense. Again, like you mentioned, you can still hear it in bits and parts of it, but you know who's coming out. I think that's always been the fluster with WWE theme songs is that when we hear the beginning of the song, we don't know who the hell's coming out. And I think his was pretty clear as far as who's coming out as far as that. So yeah, like that was a good match. The tag team match between the Street Profits and Logan Paul and Austin Theory, that was a good match. We did find out that Logan Paul is hurt. Torn tricep, which that scar was freaking gnarly. Don't know if you saw the picture.
Yeah, I saw that.
That
Yeah,
that shit looked fucking gnarly. I think the only gripe I would say match wise was the Becky and Soruka. Like I don't get why that one had to go that short. I get what they're doing, and I get the progression that obviously send it for Clash and Italy. We'll obviously talk about that here in a short couple of minutes here. But yeah, that's will be like the only complaint. Like we couldn't give them like an extra 5-10 minutes to like cook a little bit. Which again, I know we talked about it last episode, and then I obviously will follow through here. Are we? How are we feeling about Soruka? I know there's been some chatter to miss in a row, Snow Snatchers. I don't think she's ever missed like one down at NXT. She had the one with Becky that
yeah.
was and then this one with Jessica Carr, which that one looked kind of awkward. Like I don't know if those are things like to set up that angle, but it's fair to say right now that it hasn't been the smoothest transition from her from NXT to Monday Night Raw, which is kind of weird because again, we've seen glimpses of her. Like this is not the first time that she's been introduced on the main roster. Maybe it's the thing where she's by herself and she obviously had Zarya with her. I don't know if that's the thing, but again, I'm still a fan of Soruka. I absolutely adore her. I think she's gonna be fine, but it's not a. I don't think it's a hot take to say that the transition to the main roster hasn't been the prettiest.
Yeah, I think this is one of those classic baseball lines of "Welcome to the big leagues, kid."
Yeah,
Huh? Yeah, just I know we griped on it a little bit last week too. I even um posted it on IG on my story, but like right off the back, like it was a non-title match, and then they made it a intercontinental title match, and then like the next day it became an untitled match, and then now with the disqualification, obviously, well, Nick Aldis, they made the match for Clash of Italy. Now it's Intercontinental title match. So I don't know if it could kind of just like maybe even like the in booking, like they were just like confused as well of how to get like a title shot on her. Like they were just didn't know what to do it, and they were just like, all right, just give it to her. And then they're like, no, never mind, take it back. And it's just like social media and people like taking snapshots stuff like that. It's real easy to. It's kind of hard to keep stuff off the internet, but um yeah, I don't know. I know that was her move was I think even like a hot topic even down in NXT where there were a couple times where I think like even when it comes like with JC Jane would take it like JC would kind of just like throw herself into it and because I don't know like how close you have to be to it and I think you can even credit to like that to like when she had the mishap with Becky on Raw like Becky probably looked like she could have been closer. She looked a little bit too further out maybe so that's why the kind of the landing looks awkward. So I don't know. I remember that was when she was in NXT. That was an argument saying that she was gonna probably need a new move because it's just not like I guess feasible. Like it's gonna hit or miss it. And as of late, it's kind of been missing a little bit. But I think she'll be fine. I don't know. Maybe it's just jitters or stuff like that. Instead of wrestling in a the performance center. I don't know how many people that holds, but I can't imagine it's more than a few hundred.
yeah.
Now you're in the thousands when you're traveling, every week now and stuff like that. And now you're going to, to another country in Europe and doing, your first PLE. Well, not first PLE. Yeah, first PLE,
I would
main
consider
roster
for yeah,
PLE.
yeah.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, I mean, that from like the card from like in entirety. I enjoyed it. It was entertaining. I will say this though. ESPN needs to take note because that's how you do a freaking show. Like,
Yeah,
you
agree.
had your backstage segments, you had your little things here and there, you had your video packages. There was probably little to no ads on this, and like that's all we ask for when it comes to like ESPN. Like that's our biggest gripe. Like there's just a whole lot of nothing when it in ads when you can be giving us like little interview segments and stuff like that. Like Kathy Kelly was all over the place. Like she probably had a
I was
field
just
day because she's
interviewing
like,
everybody.
yeah, it's like she was interviewing everybody. She was probably all over the damn arena. She's probably like, it's about damn time, you know. Besides on Raw where she's doing it, but like when it comes to like PLEs, like they just don't do it, and I don't understand why when they clearly can do it. So I don't know if it's an ESPN thing or if it's a TKO thing, and it makes everything so cloudy, and on top of everything else that's confusing as hell already in the WWE. But yeah, I was just like, man, I was like, wait, is this a segment? Is this a backstage interview? What's going on here? Um, and the crowd was like hot like all night, dude.
Yeah, they were.
It
They were a
was a
good
pretty
crowd.
good crowd. So, I think where they were in like Fort Wayne, Indiana, or something like that.
Fort Wayne, yeah.
Yeah. So, um, yeah, I thought that was a pretty good card. I think it was probably one of the stronger Saturday Night main events that they had. Although I hate that they got rid of the Obsession song. I know they played it for like a little bit, but
Oh yeah.
yeah, so that's my only gripe. I don't know. I even tweeted. I was like, nah, not trips. This ain't it. This ain't it, dog.
Yeah, no, if we would go back to our letter grades here, like I would give it like a B minus. I think what affects it as an overall letter, or B plus, I think again what affects it an overall letter grade from the A is the Soruka and Becky Lynch thing. I do think she's fine, but yeah, like the Irresistible Forces and Paige and Brie Bella, like that was a fine match. The 6 women tag between what are they, is Jane and her
Oh,
baddies?
dude.
Is that a real is that the real name, or am I just an idiot?
I don't
I
know,
hear
but that was probably my favorite match of the whole night.
yeah.
Like, I like to also publicly apologize to Meechin and BFAB. I'm gonna give them some slack because I did enjoy their match. They did pretty good. Um, yeah, everybody just meshed well. It was funny too because when I was watching it, um, I was watching highlights again too, and I was showing the wifey, and I was like, man, I do not recognize this Charlotte. Like, it's just so crazy how her
Weird, right?
character has done like a complete 360. Like her gear was like made of like friendship bracelets that she's
Yes.
collected over the year. And I'm just like, it's so weird. I was like, we've spent like so many years probably booing her more often than cheering her. So yeah, but it's just that match was really fun. I did enjoy that match.
Yeah, I
So
knew
shout
that
out
match
to
was gonna.
everybody.
I knew that match was gonna cook when I saw Jade and Beefheart Meechin come out to Michael
Oh
Jackson
yeah, they were
inspired
getting
gear.
that.
I was like,
Yeah,
all right,
yeah,
give this shit 5 stars already. So coming off the
yeah,
scene, the Michael Jackson movie and playing the Wii experience here, I've been
yeah.
on a Michael Jackson high recently. So the fact that they came out to the inspired gear, I was like, all right, this match is gonna absolutely cook. But yeah, like all talent involved. Again, like we talked about, if you guys have listened to this episode, you guys know that Jade and BFAB and Meechin have caught in their strays over the last few episodes that we've done. But yeah,
Last
no,
couple months.
it meshed well. Like I was even surprised that Rhea ate the pin. Obviously, again, sets up for Clash of 8, which I do like. Again, the little nitpicking stuff that we were talking about. Like again, going back to Sol and Becky, like why was she getting a title match and now it wasn't? Like her pinning Rhea like gets her a title match. Like it makes perfect sense. And yeah, like you echoed there with Charlotte. Like it is so weird seeing her in this light, which it's gonna make that breakup interesting. Like, what way do you go? Like, it's Alexa turning back to her dark persona, but there's no Wyatt Six anymore. So how does that work?
I think she
Is it
confirmed. I don't know if it was actually her. Um, it was a while back. I think it was like kind of around the time the White Six got released. She kind of confirmed that character's like gone in the
gone?
dark.
No,
Yeah,
there you go.
I think she said it
So,
was out of like respect for Bray and stuff like that.
which I get,
So
yeah. I mean, it makes
yeah,
sense, but yeah.
yeah.
But like,
I think
how
that's why
where
she
do you
doesn't
go?
come out with Lily anymore. I don't think when's the last time she came out with Lily.
Yeah, I haven't seen that. It's been a while. I think about
Yeah,
it now. Yeah.
yeah. So,
Hmm. Yeah, like I get it 100%. It
yeah,
makes sense to me. But like yeah, like where do you go to that? Is it a mutual split? I thought they would have done this mutual split already, but they haven't done it yet. I do hope I meant to put out this post, but I'll just play it here in the pod. I really hope Topps is able. I don't know how they work on obtaining gear and things like that. A friendship bracelet relic, like in a Topps royalty or universe, that would be super cool. So if that's obtainable, I think that would be pretty cool. But yeah, again, echo everything you said with Charlotte. It's so weird seeing her in this light. It's
yeah,
been like what? It's been like what, a year and a half year at this point now? Since
yeah.
yeah, like about a year, right? Since
This was after Mania. last year, I think, after she lost to Tiffy.
Yeah. So yeah, about
She
a
got
year
yeah.
since she's about a year since she's been back. I don't know if maybe it was also the Unreal thing. Maybe that kind of shed like a new light on her. I know that was some
Oh
chatter.
yeah, that's true.
Kind of see her like on a different side. But yeah, no, I agree with you 100% on everything on that. But yeah, again, overall, Starlet card, again, nothing really too crazy. Good in-ring solid work. Again, the backstage promos, all good. Limited ads, and it made sense when they were placed, not during freaking matches or taking up so much TV time. So I don't know. Again, I don't know if it's an NBC thing, a Peacock thing. I really don't know how that shit works, but whatever it is, if WWE and ESPN can find a way to freaking replicate that, I think that you'll be good for do success here as we head into Clash Italy, which is going to be this Sunday. What time's it at our time? Like 1 p.m. 12,
Probably. I think so. I think it's 1. Yeah.
something stupid like that. No disrespect to the Italians, if we have any Italians that listen to that, listen to the podcast, but yeah, the start times here early in the AM I do not appreciate them, but hey, I guess we got to get ready for as WrestleMania, Rumbles, or whatever are slowly going to be heading to different countries now. But we do got Clash in Italy. We have a 5-match card here, which again, no surprise. I believe they're doing that stupid thing again where it's the first hour is on ESPN and the last hour is on ESPN2, something like that, something stupid like that.
Yeah.
Something stupid like that. I really don't know, but yeah, it is going to be. So if you don't have the service, you can catch the first hour for free, and then I think you catch the last hour for free, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me on the last hour. I know it's for
I think
sure
it's the first hour.
the first hour, right? I don't know. I don't know why. I
Yeah.
don't know why I'm thinking in my head. I think I saw something like
Which
that,
is the
but
2 title matches, which I don't know what was the reasoning of putting those there, but it is what it is.
yeah, who knows? Who the hell knows? But let's start off with here. I'm just gonna go based on the way that I saw it. So we do got Oba Femi versus Brock 2. It has been confirmed. I know we were talking about last episode. There was a contract that needed to be signed, but it has eventually been confirmed that Oba Femi versus Brock 2 is scheduled. They had a little bit of a Brock wasn't in that freaking Monday Night Raw. He cut a backstage or like a pre-recorded episode or pre-recorded segment, basically saying like he thought about leaving and then like he leaves on his own terms, things like that. It's whatever. We talked about in the last podcast episode. Like, I think the first match they had at WrestleMania was fine. I don't know what this accomplishes. Like, either way, like I really don't know what this does for Oba. Like, he beats him twice. Like, cool. We get that. He's been built up to beat Brock twice. If he loses, like, what was the freaking point of having the WrestleMania match? So, really doesn't make any sense to me. But even with that, I don't think WWE will be that stupid to have Brock beat Oba, unless maybe I'm an idiot and don't know anything. So I would put, if I was a betting man, no financial advice, I would put my money on Oba Femi to win. But again, it's WWE. I don't know if they're gonna do a part 3. Again, like we talked about last episode. We know Brock loves Minnesota and SummerSlam, so I don't know if that's the thing. But yeah, I'm hoping WWE and Triple H is not stupid and have Brock win this and set up a 3-parter at SummerSlam. So I would pick Oba Femi to come out as victorious in this one.
Yeah, I mean, if somehow Brock wins this match, and I'm assuming now they would do the trilogy, and I assume it would be at SummerSlam. I just don't see how they can drag this on for another 2 months, being that they have to get through June and July. And so, like, I don't also see, like, Oba losing and then doing, like, random stuff for, like, 2 months. Like, I don't know what you're gonna do. Like, well, no, Money in the Bank used to be in the summer, not anymore. It's in September this year. It's like, what are you gonna have him do? Like, in the King of the Ring, I know the King of the Ring just got announced. So are they gonna go that route? Like, and then just, like, have automatically, like, just Brock come out? So it just doesn't make sense. So for that, I mean, it's just it has to be Oba. There's just no other explanation needed other than it's Oba, and it just makes no sense for Brock to win. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
literally makes no sense. So if he does come out victorious, I would just don't know what WWE's doing with that. Yeah, not really too much right now. I think obviously it will be a good match. Probably just be the same thing we saw at WrestleMania, but hey, it is what it is. That's what we
I
get
don't know.
out of
Maybe they give a little bit more time. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Hopefully. Like, what was the last match? Like 5 minutes? Maybe they get 10 minutes, double it. Who
Yeah.
the hell knows?
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, again, will be a fun match to watch, but don't really know what much there you could do or set up as far as what you already accomplished with the first match here. Second match here we got is Becky Lynch versus Soroka, which is confirmed is for the Intercontinental Championship. I know again we were talking about it. Is it too early for Soruka? Is it time, for Becky to drop the belt? I know we've kind of talked about Becky and how she's kind of set up this IC title, giving Lyra her flowers when that time came around. Obviously setting up Maxine Dupree, even though that didn't really go anywhere as much for like a month. I know she's doing some interesting stuff with Austin Theory. Don't know what the hell that's
Stay
about.
away, Maxine. You're gonna get hurt. Don't join that damn
dude,
group.
dude, that group is freaking. You didn't even need Danny Howes and a curse. That group was cursed from the get go. So, so, so we know Becky is definitely well positioned to be the one to kind of build up superstars and build up women to obviously take home the IC title. But this one here, like we talked about, I think it's a little bit too early for Soruka, especially an out of the country type thing. I think her victory is more suited for, like you mentioned, a SummerSlam. Can you prolong it that long? I don't know. Uh, but yeah, this one here, I wouldn't have as much as I would love to see a Soruka title reign. I think right now it's just a little bit too early. And again, I think we've seen the little bit glimpses. She is a little bit raw right now. It's crazy to say, but I think right now it is a little bit raw. So I don't know how a icy reign will go for her right now. So with that, I would give it to Becky, just retaining, obviously in some type of foolery, Jessica Carr foolery. I don't know. But yeah, this one here, I will give it out to Becky Lynch retaining the Women's Intercontinental Championship.
Yeah, this one's rough because it's another one of those like, can Soul take another loss in a sense? I know we're talking about like how she hasn't really gotten her dubs victory yet, and is that hurting her? And in a way, it's not, but it's also kind of like, well, if you're losing, how are you getting title shots? And it's funny too. I think even like Wade Barrett was even like hammering on about this on Saturday's main event and all this stuff. And I don't know if they would do another disqualification route. Like we obviously just saw that. Will you do that again? A week later. Um, and also I think it's also shown that obviously Becky can obviously play the IC title chaser. Like, is she? Does she need to be another title chaser again? I don't think so. But I could see them. I could see Soul winning and then having another rematch. Somewhere down the line at the next PLE. Maybe we get another Women's Evolution. I think last year was during the summertime, so maybe we get another one of those. But fuck it, why not put the belt on Soul? See what she's got. Like I think this is obviously they called her up for. They are high on her as it is, and I don't think like a few mishaps here and there aren't gonna stop it. And obviously, like I said, she's already been wrestling like top names like Liv and Io and stuff like that. Now she's in a storyline with Becky, so I mean, what's to stop that? So what? I'm going Soul Ruka on this one, giving her IC title.
Ride the wave, no pun intended.
Yep, riding the wave, man. Let's do it.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't hate it. I just thinking right now is like, where do you go?
Yeah.
So like, do you have Becky run this back? I wouldn't mind seeing Becky being involved for the World Championship with Liv. I know it's kind of weird with two heels kind of going. Liv hasn't even defended the damn belt since she's won at Mania.
Yeah.
She hasn't done anything. She's involved with Judgment Day stuff. Like hasn't done absolute squat with that reign. Don't know what the hell it is. Like, he has so much women involved. Like, do something. Move
It's the
Jordan
same grab.
Grace.
It's the same grab we had with Stephanie's title reign that
Yeah,
they
like
just didn't.
move Jordan Grace to Raw. Like, I don't even give a damn if Jordan Grace loses. I like Jordan Grace, but like, just feed her somebody. Like, do
It's not over
something.
until I say it's over.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It makes no sense what they're doing over there with that. But yeah, I don't know. Uh, well, we just keep it here with the women here. We got Rhea Ripley versus Jade Cargill for the women's championship. Again, I know we're just talking about how Jade has the last match was good. Her Rhea Ripley match, I Mania was good. A little bit of a shorter match, but that was one of her brighter spots, I think, since being coming over to WWE, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, this one here, no brainer. Don't think you're gonna have. I know you're not gonna have Rhea Ripley drop this title anytime soon, especially to Jade Cargill. That's like I was just talking shit about it. I just gave her flowers, but there's just no way you're gonna be playing hot potato with this right now. So yeah, this one here, no brainer. Rhea Ripley retaining the women's world championship here.
Yeah, it's Rhea, 100%. No ifs, ands, buts, or whats. Like there's no way to crown her at WrestleMania, then automatically just give it right back to Jade and to like to do what, like continue the feud. I don't think so. It's Rhea's. Sorry, Jade.
Yeah, I was thinking about is Friday early SmackDown? Is it early?
It probably is. Usually they have those events early in the day. So yeah, it probably is early.
Gotta hit up the VPN for that one again. Just thought about that. I was like, man, like what the hell? Like I know obviously it's Sunday. I was like, there's no way. I don't know how traveling works with that country, like where they're at time zone wise. So
That's
hey.
true. I don't know. Yeah, I don't even know.
Hmm.
Is it even gonna
We'll
be
figure
on
it out.
Friday?
So we obviously by the time this episode's over, we won't know officially. But I was like, that thought just hit my mind as we were talking about Friday Night SmackDown. I was like, wait a minute, is Friday Night SmackDown during the is it gonna be pre-taped or something? But yeah. Next one here for the undisputed men's championship here. We got Cody Rhodes versus Gunther, which the interesting build. Like Gunther, obviously we talked about it again a couple episodes ago where we knew this favor, it being Brock made no sense of makes sense that his favor was to get a undisputed championship match. Not the easiest way to get there, how to get a match with Royce Keys or how to go through a match with Royce Keys, which I thought that was pretty refreshing to see that matchup. I think that was what about 2 weeks ago at this point. But yeah, Cody Rhodes and Gunther for the second time here. I know they first clashed during, I believe it was the crown. What the hell was it? The
The
when
crown
they
jewel.
yeah, the crown jewel, world's greatest champion, some whatever stupid thing that was. So I was
Yeah,
like
big
thinking, like, is
ass
this the
belt.
first? Yeah, the big ass belt. So I was like, man, is this the first time they're wrestling? But no, it is the second time that they're wrestling. Um, yeah, this one here, like Rhea, same thing. I don't think I mean, you can make the argument for Gunther as far as of like, does a loss really does it hurt him in a way? Because obviously being on this career killer trajectory, defeating John Cena, defeating AJ Styles, defeated Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. So does a loss really hurt? Do we get some potential interference? I don't know. But I think like Rhea, I don't think we're gonna go through all the shenanigans with Cody retaining the title at Mania just for him to drop it a month later. So in this case here, I would have Cody Rhodes retaining, but I could definitely entertain the idea of Gunther coming out as champion.
Yeah. Man, this one's weird too, because kind of like this could Gunther's not really like on a hot streak in a sense. Like he's kind of cooled down in a way. And I think this is also one of the things we talked about, like during his WrestleMania match. Like he needed the win against Seth to kind of get that fire back in a way, or get that momentum back. So would have lost to Cody, like stall that again, or I don't know. I feel like this has to have some foolery in. I don't see a clean victory here. I don't know how they get there. This match is also on ESPN on the first hour, if I'm not mistaken. Um, so oh man, I don't know. This one's rough. I'm gonna go foolery. No DQ. Nobody wins. This one's
that's always
rough.
that's always your cop out. We don't have an answer. Foolery.
I don't on this one. I mean, in a probably honest truth, if I had to really pick somebody, I'd probably pick Cody.
Yeah.
Just because I don't see him losing. And it's just I don't know. Like, would they just continue the feud at this point? Like the story, like where does this go to SummerSlam, or how does Gunther have to go back to the King of the Ring tournament? Um, I don't know, man. Gunther's in a weird spot, in my opinion.
Yeah, he's in a weird awkward spot. That's why I was even thinking about it, like it's really hard to kind of make the case for like either or. Like I could see both cases where, like I just mentioned, like you're not gonna have your QB1, as they say, lose on the first hour of ESPN as you're trying to showcase like who are your big guys. But then at the same time, I don't want to say it makes sense, but you have the story with Gunther, like you beat John Cena, you beat AJ Styles. I know the injury to Rey Mysterio kind of, I don't want to say hurt him in a way, but kind of left him like up in the air. Then you had this really quick feud with Seth Rollins that, obviously came out victorious on that one. Again, a little bit of foolery with that one with, the Vision being involved, Braun Breaker, you had that involvement there. So it wasn't a clean victory, but I mean, still a victory. So yeah, I would agree that he's in a real weird, interesting spot to see where he goes. So, but again, the argument can make you can make the real argument for both us, who would come out victorious for
Yeah,
that one.
and then being in such a weird spot, I don't know if like putting the WWE title would take him automatically out of that weird spot. Like,
Yeah,
so
because then do you run Cody back again, have him chase
yeah,
again? Like, do you?
yeah.
You're like a Drew and Drew with being replaced with Gunther. Like, do you just run that back again? So yeah, I don't know. Maybe there's a Drew involvement. Who knows? He's been off TV since
Or it could
Mania.
be a Sami Zayn involvement. I know there was that
Or
weird
Sami
thing where
Zayn. Yeah,
Sammy kind of let him get, passed out. So I mean, Cody can just make quick work of Gunther, and then obviously now you can kind of plug Sammy in a little bit into the main title picture in a
I wouldn't
way.
hate that. I wouldn't hate that as much
I
of
mean,
a.
they've been bickering for months, and he's never really given him his. Well, he did give him that one match, but Sammy said he was distracted and he took advantage of him. So I don't know, man.
A true heel Sammy. I wouldn't hate that because yeah, they did have their run in when they're both faces or baby faces, I guess you would call them. So
Yeah,
a true heel Sammy. I wouldn't mind that. I know I've been on the Sammy hate train a little bit, and I know Mrs. Moon will forever be on that Sammy hate train. But
when
yeah, I would I wouldn't mind that.
When Sammy's acknowledging all his fans that are around him, like I don't know what y'all did, and when he's talking to all his diehards, like I shit you not, every time he does it, I stand up and I'm like, hell yeah, Sammy, I got you, boy, I got you, dog. I've
I'll
been
never
with you since
forget
NXT.
when they finally started booing to Mrs. Moon was always making comments like, "Oh, they finally caught on," or like, "Oh, about time." Like Mrs. Moon is the biggest Sammy hater. I'm about to get her. I'm gonna have her join the cam right now and have her explain her Sami Zayn hate because I don't understand it. I just hate it from the perspective like you can do this underdog thing for so long.
Yeah,
Like a good example is Daniel Bryan. That's how you know him. Like did the underdog story. Ran that course, and then when he finally, I know obviously he has concussions, gone away for a little, went away for a couple of years, came back, ran the underdog story, but what did he do? He evolved, had the old Earth champion thing. Like that's what you got to do. You have to evolve. Like you just can't be the same lovable
underdog.
underdog. You lose all your big matches and you finally win a big one. Like it's just so repetitive and repetitive and repetitive. Like yeah, that's been my only gripe with him, and that's not outside of his control. Like he can't control that, but that's just what creative gives him. And I think you have to evolve from that. So hopefully this is the start. Cause I did like that little segment where he just watched Cody get choked out when he
Yeah,
had it. He's obviously had his issues with Gunther too. So you know that's some true I hate this dude right now. So I can see it. So I wouldn't mind that at all. And then last but not least here, what I believe is being labeled as the main event, which obviously with it being a tribal combat, we got Roman
tribal
Reigns
combat.
for Jacob Fatu for the World Heavyweight Championship. And like I just mentioned, it is a tribal combat match, which correct me if I'm wrong, that's the WrestleMania thing, right? Where like just a bunch of fucking foolery can happen.
No, that's bloodline rules. I mean,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
What
in a
the fuck's
way.
tribal combat? Oh, is that the
Tribal
what,
combat, the one with Solo. Yeah, on that Netflix Raw. It's kind of the same thing, but it's not like a bunch of. I I blame 2K for this confusion because when you think bloodline rules, you think like all these people just fucking come out like the way they do in the game. Like
yeah.
it's not necessarily that. Bloodline rules basically like a falls count anywhere anything goes, which is simply what a trial combat match is. I just wouldn't expect all these people to come out. I think it's supposed to meant like it's supposed to be just one on one kind of thing, and whoever loses has to acknowledge the winner as the tribal chief. That's the difference to me.
Huh.
The best way to okay, I'm gonna put it to you.
So,
I'm gonna put it to you in another way in Marvel terms. It's like the Black Panther fight.
oh, okay. You got me there.
Yeah, there you
Okay. Okay. That makes sense now.
go. Whoever wins gets the powers of the Black Panther. Yeah,
This is your king now? Okay, that makes sense.
yeah, yeah. I think
Okay.
it's like that, and people just kind of like in a sense watch in a way. There's no interference. It's just two guys fighting, and whoever wins is the tribal chief, and the other person has to acknowledge it.
Okay. That makes sense now. I was
Yeah.
like, when I heard tribal combat, I was like, is that bloodline rules? Because I was like, believe the WrestleMania 40 match was bloodline rules, which
That's
again,
bloodline rules, yeah.
all
Blame
the
2K.
fucking
It's 2K's fault.
yeah, we'll
Fucking
blame 2K
2K.
for that one. I was like,
Yeah.
that's why when I heard it, I was confused. I was like, is there like, am I missing something with this? Like, is there like,
Yeah.
should I expect anybody to come out? Like, is there another fucking Fatu out there that I don't know about, or another fucking Annoy that I don't know that's scheduled to come out? Like,
I mean, I'm
I
pretty
don't
sure
know.
there is, but
Oh yeah, no, there is. Don't get me wrong,
uh,
there is. But I was
uh,
like, did I hear something like one of them got signed or something? Did Zilla get signed or something that I'm just not aware of? But yeah, this one here. I mentioned in the last episode, like again, like it is what it is. I don't want to say I'm over the bloodline stuff, but it's just one of those things where like, WWE is kind of like, okay, maybe something's not working. What do we know that worked? It's bloodline and
bloodline.
let's do Jacob. So it's been okay. Like I haven't hated it. it hasn't really gotten like the blood flowing a little bit like what we saw like last year or 2 years ago at this point with Roman and Jake, Roman and Solo. Like that was good stuff, like fighting over the Ulafala and things like that. So like that was exciting. Obviously Jacob being on the other side, and you had the other Tongans that were being involved, things like that. That was really exciting. So again, kind of like we talked about, like the last match they had at Backlash was like a very good match, but again, I just think there's like a spark that's just missing, and maybe that's what hurting it. But with that being said, this one here again, like we saw at Backlash, do not see Roman Reigns dropping this again. If he drops it 2 months later, I think it just moots everything that you did with CM Punk. Like, hopefully he comes back soon. Maybe that's what's missing. I don't know, but yeah, I don't see Roman Reigns losing right now. I just think it's one too early, and again, this defeats the whole purpose of why he was victorious at WrestleMania 42, defeating CM Punk. So yeah, this one here with Tribal Combat, again, I would expect foolery. I don't know. Again, you have to fucking explain it to me like I'm 5 years old because I really don't know what the hell that meant. But yeah, this one here, I would have to give it out to the good old the OTC Tribal Chief Roman Reigns.
Yeah, I think this is basically like Roman's specialty match. I think he's like undefeated. Well, they said he was undefeated, but I guess I was like in that same confusion state. Like, has there been more than one kind of thing? Which the only one I could think of was the
Did he have one with
uh
Jay?
oh, you may be right. I think he did. Because I think that's why Jay said that those matches were tough, right?
Yeah, some shit like that.
Wasn't that a Hell in a Cell match where Jimmy threw in the towel? Or is that a different match? This is like
That's
COVID WWE.
Yeah, that started
Well, that's what started the whole bloodline
the
storyline.
bloodline. Because that's when his dad and his uncle came out and they gave him the Ulafala.
Yeah.
Um,
I gotta
they
go
they
back
have
and look on
one.
that.
I think they had one more.
You might
Wh-
be right. I think they did have another one
Is it
separate
the
to
one
that.
where Jimmy turned on him? Remember,
Was
because
that Tribal
Jay,
Combat? Yeah, I think so.
I think some shit like that. Somebody has to
Wasn't that
fact check me.
SummerSlam?
Yeah, the SummerSlam.
Man, check it up real quick.
Let me look it up.
Yeah, I think with that, like again, this is like Roman's specialty match. I don't see him losing for that reason. Like you said too, it just I don't think they would take the belt off him for 2 months. And then the only thing that worries me is like with Jacob Fatu, if he loses again, obviously he's gonna have to acknowledge Roman as his tribal chief. But kind of like, where does it go from here? Like, does he just? I don't think he want to necessarily like just fall in line in the sense where like they're rebuilding the bloodline. But I know there's obviously like there's been signs of it with like the Usos, going back with him and stuff like that. Obviously, Jacob wasn't on Roman's side when he had the OG bloodline. He was on Solo's side. Um, so I don't know. There is stuff that they can build upon with Jacob losing. Um, but I just can't see him winning the title here, and it's just for that reason. I pick Roman winning. Which this is where it gets a little bit interesting too, because I think after this he's not advertised for a good couple of weeks, if I'm not mistaken. I know this was like the whole um not conspiracy theory, but like the ramblings on the internet a couple of weeks ago where he was advertised, and this is going on at the same time, like where TKO was asking people to take pay cuts, and then like all of a sudden, like the dates disappeared, and we're like wondering was he one of them, and was he got pissed off about it? But then it came out that it was a typo, and he was never supposed to be advertised to those dates. So it's just more in
How
the
do you fuck? How
cloudy,
do you fuck that up?
yeah, more into the cloudiness of the confusion of the WWE state. So, um, yeah, I don't know how you're gonna have. I don't know how you're gonna write Roman off in a sense for a good couple of weeks, but we'll have to see what happens. But yeah, I don't see Roman losing on Sunday.
Yeah, and then to clarify here, this is according to itrwrestling.com. So if I'm wrong, I'm not wrong. It's ITR Wrestling. So they do say here the first Tribal Combat. I was right. Was 2023 between Roman Reigns and Jey Uso for the undisputed title. Was initially stated that no one could interfere during the match until the match between them is over. But during the actual match, Solo did it get himself involved along with Jimmy as well. So
Mm-hmm.
that did happen. And then obviously the second one there was
The Netflix.
the Netflix I'm sorry, Solo Sikoa versus Roman Reigns, which yeah. So there has been two. So I don't know why WWE's making it seem like it's been like some like long ass traditional match like Roman's like fucking Undertaker like 23-0,
Yeah, I don't know.
21-1. So I was like, I don't know where that came from. But
He's
yeah,
about to
there
be
has
3
been.
0 on Sunday.
Yeah, he'll be officially be 3-0 on Sunday, but hyping it up as like this is a match that's like been forever long in the in the WWE realm where he's like this Undertaker streak is absolutely insane. But yeah, that's Clash in Italy. I just realized it all too. Like these are all repeat matches that we've seen before, like 2-2-2-2. So maybe that's what's hurting it too. Like there's no like freshness, no new matches. Granted, again, Becky and So had like 5 minutes. Oba and Brock had 5 minutes. So I don't know. Maybe we'll get some longer matches. So it will be some interesting television to watch there again on ESPN. I will definitely be tuning into it. Don't know if we'll be together for that. Obviously, again, an awkward time, so time will tell with that, and maybe we'll come back and do a post reaction episode if something crazy happens or if it's like the worst PLE that we've ever seen, or probably one of the better PLE. So time will tell with that. But again, like we talked about at the beginning of the episode here, Cosmic Chrome is officially here. Cosmic Chrome is scheduled for a June 4th release, which that is going to put us at an awkward date. It's next Thursday. A little bit awkward there. It usually releases on either like on Fridays, maybe Monday sometimes, sometimes during the middle of the week as well. But Thursday is when this is scheduled to be hitting your local hobby stores. It is a hobby only format, so no retail boxes like we saw with Topps Chrome. I know some people kind of get a little bit confused with that. So this is a hobby only format. Now, obviously, we're going to do a full breakdown of this on the podcast episode right now. But if you want, in writing, you want to go back to this, and when the actual drop is scheduled to happen. We do have a full breakdown of this set into like fuller detail, like math, who has the most hits, things like that. Over on Patreon, link is going to be in the podcast description episodes. If you guys want to go check that out, is a full link there. I also have attached a free to access Excel sheet where you can go and filter in your superstars who are looking for what inserts they have, how many autos they have, things like that. So if you guys want a more deeper detail of this checklist of the product, go check out the Patreon. Free to join. All you gotta do is join, and you get access to the free content here that I've been putting out for you guys. We did it for Royalty, we did it for Sapphire, so obviously we want to do it here for Cosmic Chrome. So we're gonna go over product details again, like I talked about. It is a June 4th release. This product did drop on the Topps website for $229. Secondary market right now is showing like $315 and $330, depending on where you're buying it from, which is pretty. Obviously, it's a lot of money, but I mean, pretty. I don't want to say reasonable, but compared to what we've seen in baseball, football, basketball, like it's kind of in that area, like a little bit of a sweet spot. So I don't want to say it's too low, but I would say that for considering it being Cosmic Chrome, it is in a pretty good, decent spot. It is a 200 card base set, so not bigger, or 101 cards smaller than Topps Chrome. Topps Chrome was a 301 base set here. What you can expect in a hobby box, we are looking at 20 packs per box with 4 cards per pack, and 8 boxes per case. So if you are joining a break, only do expect 8 boxes, which that is 4 short compared to Chrome, as that was 12 boxes. So that's why if you guys are, Fanatics Live, there's already been breaks being loaded up on Fanatics Live. We're seeing a lot of breakers and channels doing like 5 casers, 3 casers, just because it is a smaller quantity in cases, boxes to cases ratio. And with that is also due to the configuration of a hobby box. So on average, and I say on average because this is where it gets a little bit funky, it gets a little bit weird because there can be some things that are off. So again, these are on average. You are guaranteed 1 nucleus refractor, 2 normal refractors, 13 inserts, and you are guaranteed at least 4 numbered parallels. And we'll go over that here in just in a little bit. And if you are joining into a case break, on average, you can expect 3 planetary pursuits. We'll talk about those in a little bit. 1 star fractor insert, 1 case hit insert, and we are looking at about 2 to 3 autographs per case. So that's just the funkiness that comes with Topps Chrome. You're not guaranteed an auto. The refractors can be weird, and we'll go over the parallels here in a little bit. But quick thoughts here, Bro Prio, on the box configuration, price points, parallel structure, box structure, case structure right now, without, before going into the details of the parallels and the inserts. Is this something right now where you're intrigued to either one, maybe join into a break, and or two, if the price is right, maybe even with your Topps Chrome buyback credit? I know you have a little bit sitting right now. Is that something where potentially you'll entertain a Topps Cosmic Chrome WWE hobby box? You're on mute.
The price was surprisingly lower than what I thought. I thought it was like I was a little bit worried that it was going to be more along the lanes of like the MOB Cosmic Chrome, or that I think if I'm not mistaken, that starts off like around 300 and then like resale like jumps up to like 5 sometimes.
That's crazy.
The NBA one was insane. Like those prices were way past MOB too. So, it was a little good to see it around that price point. I know it's going to be higher on release day, even in the shops, considering what Chrome, like regular Chrome, was at. So I do expect this one to be a little bit higher. Um, but yeah, like I said too, like that, I'm treating this one kind of like the way like Cactus Jack was last year. It's kind of got that same little weirdly format where you're not really guaranteed like the autos and stuff like that. Um, it's gonna be interesting to see the odds once if they do decide to release those, if and when. I know they like to release this stuff kind of late in Topps fashion. So yeah, it's definitely something I'm looking into. I do like design of Cosmic, specifically again like coming from the baseball world. I like the baseball designs of it, so I'm pretty sure with WWE would it be no different. But yeah, I'm excited to look into it. I know some breaks are slowly starting to creep up on Fanatics Live. Um, it's gonna be just keeping track of the price points and stuff like that. So, um, yeah, I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I think a good comparison is definitely going to be Cactus Jack. You know, with all like the different kind of parallels, the blades and things like that that we saw, the black and yellow type things. Because if you're a space guy, and I do love space, there's always a heated debate in my household: are we space guys or ocean guys? Because my wife loves the sea, and I'm more of a. She does
Ooh,
love space. She loves space. Don't get me wrong. She does love a good little planetary pursuit and stars and moons.
I'm
Granted,
terrified of the ocean.
my name is freaking Moon, so it wouldn't be mean if I didn't not like the set. So, yeah,
I'm
the
terrified of
ocean.
the damn ocean, man. Screw that.
Yeah,
I feel
I
like
can.
I mean, I don't know if I have not looked into any of this, and this probably could be like totally false. But I feel like we probably know more about outer space than we do what's under the water.
I would agree with that. I feel like we don't
Like,
even know what's beneath the water because I don't
there's
think we
gotta be,
can reach there.
there's gotta be
I
some scary shit down there, dude.
I would agree with that. I feel like our technology is slowly advancing, so we can reach
Oh
the
gosh.
different parts of space. I know a couple of months ago, like Netflix was doing a cool thing. That's where Mrs. Moo is more involved. Was more involved in it than me. Like they went to like another part of the moon that we never got to before, and like they were
Mm,
able to like orbit like a different side. The whole Netflix stuff on it. So yeah, again, I would
yeah.
consider myself more of a space guy than a ocean guy. So again, my name is freaking Moon.
It's in
So
the name.
I yeah, so it's like, how could I not like this set? So I do enjoy a good little cosmic rip, a good cosmic rip. I always love watching it from the other side just because I never really buy boxes of it. But first time hitting the WWE line, how can you not be excited for it? Because yeah, if as you can tell, these parallels are going to be very space themed. So we have our normal refractors, and like I mentioned, there is a nucleus refractor, which has like a little bit like it's kind of like white. It has like a little bit like white circles around it. Again, comparing it to the other sports. We then have a magenta cosmos refractor, was numbered at a 299. Purple nebula refractor is numbered at 150. Blue moon refractors out of 99. Shout out to the moons. Green space dust
Shout
numbered
them
at a
out.
75. Gold Interstellar number out of 50, Orange Galactic Refractor out of 25, Black Eclipse out of 10, Red Flare out of 5, and of course you have her Super Fractor. So obviously you could tell same colors, same numbering, which is what Topps has been doing to try to keep all the same numbering parallel to other sets.
God bless
It's
them.
just it just has like a obviously like a space theme to it. Like orange, like your oranges are always numbered out of 25. That's in Orange Galactic. Your blacks are always numbered out of 10. It's called a black eclipse because there's black eclipse and things like that. So it makes perfect sense. Um, Inserts, there are 4 inserts that we are looking for. These are not any short prints or any sort of way. We have Galaxy Greats, Extraterrestrial Talent, Galactic Showdown, and Star Clusters. All inserts are numbered from Blue Moon Refractor all the way to Superfractor, except for the green space dust. There is no numbered out of 75, so do keep that in mind. Our case hits here are the light years. Cosmic Dust, Hypernova, and the Geocentric. So those are the case hits here that we can be expecting moving forward. Now, obviously, here the bigger chases that come in here are going to be your planetary pursuits. So, if you don't know, again, I know this is the first time that we have a lot of people seeing Cosmic Chrome for the first time. So, you're like, Moon, what the hell is a planetary pursuit? Basically, a planetary pursuit is all the way from the sun, even though it's not a planet, goes all the way to Pluto, with Pluto still being recognized as a planet. So, shout out
Pluto
to
also
Top.
not a planet.
Pluto also not a planet, depending on who you ask. So Top still recognizing Pluto as a planet. So shout out to Top for
Shout him out.
Top still recognizing
There's
Pluto
got to be
as
there's got
a
to be a
planet.
science teacher in that department. I just know it.
Oh yeah, there's someone there who's probably like losing. So that's a good thing about this. You can learn more about space, and you can also learn about have some WWE involved in it. So it's a good little mix of both. So that's why if you're a science guy or a science geek or whatever, this may be your set. But continuing on here. So yes, again, it is from the sun all the way to Pluto. So there's a sun card: Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. With Pluto being the rarest. We do not have odds like you just mentioned, but again, comparing it to the baseball side, the sun was about on average about every one out of 120, 128 packs, with Pluto being one out of every 28,000 packs. So you guys can do the math on that, how many cases that is, how many boxes that is. So if you pull a Pluto of one of these 12 superstars, and that's important, there's only 12 superstars that have these cards, and we'll go over it here right now. Not every superstar has a planetary pursuit. That will be a lot of cards. So again, Pluto is the rare. So if you do get that there, do keep that in mind. And like I just mentioned, there are 12 superstars that have these cards. So if you're buying into breaks, expect these spots to be a little bit higher due to these chases. Those superstars are Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso, Seth Rollins, CM Punk, Dominic Mysterio, Roman Reigns, Becky Lynch, Alexa Bliss, John Cena, AJ Lee, Brock Lesnar, and Joe Hendry. I think Joe Hendry will probably be one of the bigger chases because he's also going to have the RC badge. Quick little topic here. Are you surprised how much hobby love Joe Hendry gets? Like, he's involved in a lot of different subsets. Like, he has his own freaking parallel and Topps Chrome, and like he's a big vocal point in this set. Like, involved in so many case hits, involved in the planetary pursuits. And I get it. I like Joe Hendry, but I think it's a little, I don't want to say shocking, but I think it's a little bit of a hot take. I could think of like a couple of superstars I would like to put in the planetary. You could put a legend in there. You could put a Penta in there. But yeah, I don't know. A little bit interesting on Joe Hendry being so involved in the hobby and case hits.
I think I said the same thing last week. Like, I feel like his hobby love is not matched up to like his in-ring stuff. Like, I feel like people are more tired of him in person. I don't know, maybe just like those people that are tired of him are just not card people. But I find it hard to imagine that like every wrestling card collector or just likes Joe Hendry. Like, I find that really hard to believe. Like, I do like him. I'm not his biggest fan. I also don't hate him. He's a good comedic relief for me. Like, I do like his stuff. But I'm not going out there and be like, oh, I gotta have this Joe Hendry card and stuff like that. Like, so it's just weird like to see it. But I am a little bit surprised, but at the same time I'm not. It's just like I don't think it's like kind of like the way like Danhausen was, where like people didn't like his debut, and I remember you people who didn't like him. And like now he's like the most beloved WWE superstar. Like, it's crazy. Like, everybody wants his stuff. Like, I feel like it's kind of like that, but like Danhausen's like, if he had a card, I can imagine what that card's gonna do. Like, Danhausen's like right here and like all his like level here, where I feel like Joe Hendry, like his popularity is like right here, but like his demand is like right here. It's just weird. I don't know. I don't get it, but really it is weird. What it is. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really weird. But yeah, I was like, with Joe Hendry being so involved in like so many, like he had so many case hits and Chrome now following through with here. Like, it's just a little bit, I don't want to say weird. I get it, but like a little bit, I guess, shocking how much, he's involved in like so many different subsets when it comes to a lot of these WWE sets that we've seen right now, and obviously moving forward. And then now moving on to the autograph cards. We do got 4 different subsets of autograph cards. We have our normal Cosmic Chrome autograph variation. That's going to be just our normal standard base autograph. We then have the Milky Way marks, We have the Equinox autographs, which we had a sick preview of a Penta autographs, like obviously like half light, half black, really, really sick. And then we have the Solar Flares autographs. So again, all those are going to be numbered. You have your normal base, and all going to be numbered from either an orange galactic refractor all the way to super refractor from 25 to below. But yeah, again, that is Cosmic Chrome when it comes to the inserts, parallel structure. I would say if you guys want a sneak peek, there's a lot of sneak peeks over on the Topps website. There's also already a subset of this over on Top Slam, which I did make a video about like months ago. Like I was
Yeah.
hoping that Cosmic would have been transitioned over. And this set came fast too. Like they were signing this set at WrestleMania, and it's out less than like 2 months. So again, shout out to Top. I'm pretty sure there might be a lot of redeemies in this set, so do keep that in mind as well. But hey, I mean, again, I'm a big fan of Cosmic Chrome. Again, I love the galaxy theme, the star themed of it. And again, a first time hitting the WWE line. It's going to be very interesting. I'm very curious to see how the hobby and how traditionalists recognize this set. Because again, this is not your traditional, flagship Chrome Sapphire set. Like it's a little bit out there. And it can kind of get overwhelming a little bit, talking about all the different subsets, parallels, things like that. So it's gonna be very interesting to see how people react to this, both break wise, box wise, and both secondary market wise. Because again, there's this stuff that we've never really seen before. So it's gonna be very interesting to see moving forward. And then again, guys, if you guys want to know, if you're buying into breaks, how many superstars have what, again, go check out the checklist there. Because again, I did break down as far as what superstars have the most. But now, like we do with every breakdown, we also do like to talk about who we're buying and who maybe we're keeping an eye on, and maybe who we're not really particularly buying into breaks, as far as like maybe they have so much hype in WWE right now, or maybe their cards have a lot of hype. But even with that hype, we're potentially staying away from them in the set. So I throw it over to you first, Bro Pio. Who are you first looking at? Mine is from the PC. We know you're a Lyra guy, which Lyra has a lot in here, my guy. So
I saw. Yeah.
you're hurting a little bit there for it. Now, I don't want to say hurting. I think her break spot should be normal, relatively in the middle range. I would think maybe like 40-50 bucks. I would think. She does have, I think, 7 total hits potential. She'll have a case hit potential as well. But mine is from Lyra. Mine is from the typical PC. Who's somebody in here you saw on this checklist? Like, all right, that's a guy that maybe you want to look at as far as what you're going to be doing, and maybe for the good old listener to collect the 1, 2, 3, as far as like maybe there's somebody you need to look out for, he or she.
Yeah. When I was looking it over, I was kind of shocked to see like some people not have autos in this set when they do in previous sets, and or lack of cards when they've probably been like a little bit more of a heavier focus on other sets. Like one that came to mind was like Penta. Like Penta only has like about like 3 total cards in this.
Yeah.
But with that in mind, like he still tends to be a little bit more on the pricier side just because he is a fan favorite. But if the price is right, that might be something I look into. I've been talking about for a while now. I've been trying to collect a little bit of Penta here and there. My daughter likes him a lot, so I'm trying to start, a little thing here from there for her and just collect what I can when it's on the affordable side because he is a little bit pricey. One who I've always wanted to get into, but I just never can, and I'm surprised I don't know why I've done it. But like Kevin Owens and all his descriptions are like totally epic, and his spots never seem to be that expensive. So he does have a good amount of cards in here. So I'm looking at that. Down at NXT, I'm looking like at Kalani. Kalani's also one that's getting a little bit more of a rhythm down there as of late. I know we talked about a lot of the roster with the call-ups being depleted, just kind of like stepping up a little bit more into that.
Real good match on Tuesday too against Fran. Another good one.
Yeah. So it looks like she's getting a little bit more of a heavier presence on there. So she's the one to look out into. And yeah, there's one, but I'm gonna save it for a sneaky hit because I don't want to talk about it right now. That'll be my sneaky pick of who I saw has some autos. But yeah, those are some of the wrestlers I'm looking into.
Nice. Yeah, I feel like maybe this one may be your sneaky play. I'm curious to see if it is. But this one here, if you guys read the Patreon page, it is in the Patreon. Because mine is from my typical PC, that being CM Punk, which I expect that spot to be heavily expensive just because he does have quite a bit. He has I think he has like one of like the second or third most hits with 11 total appearances, has all the planetary pursuits, has autographs. I believe he's also on a Star Clusters with AJ Lee, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, a lot for CM Punk as well. So, again, if I don't usually buy CM Punk, nice seeing Ren Sinclair, one of my other collections here. So, she is in this set as well. Does have autographs as well. So, hopefully, her spot's not too crazy expensive. Her stuff in royalty has been kind of like popping off a little bit, she only has like one relic in there. So, definitely, again, two names I threw out there in the Patreon there. But as far as someone that I'm looking at, and I think something that maybe again is potentially your sneaky play, he is listed as El Grande Americano. Now, I
Mm.
don't know if this is the Ludwig version or the Chad Gable version. I did put in the Patreon post, if it's Ludwig version of El Grande Americano, that this will be the one to target, because he does have autographs, and it is El Grande Americano. There is Ludwig autographs, and there is also Chad Gable autographs, if I'm not mistaken. Let me double check this here really quickly. Is Chad Gable even in here? Do I see him on here? Oh, Chad Gable, I don't even think is in here. Am I going crazy? I don't
I
even
don't
see him
see
on my.
him.
I don't even see him on my list. Oh, bro, maybe that answers my question, because
That could be Chad. Ludwig
uh,
Kaiser's in here, yeah, with an auto.
Ludwig
Yeah.
Kaiser is in here, but Chad Gable is not. So I thought I put in parentheses in the Patreon post. El Grande Americano would be someone to look at. Obviously, they have their Masters mass match this Saturday as well, which that's been like one of the best things that he has done right now. But yeah, again, El Grande Americano. If it is Ludwig Kaiser, that would be the name to go. Two other names that I saw, granted, they do not have autographs, but they do have the RC badges. Those being Shiloh Hill and Uriah Connors. If you guys follow me over on my social media platform, you guys know how much I've been tuning into and how much of a fan I am of Birthright. So I have started a little bit of an Ariana Grace PC. I have a Charlie Dempsey PC as well. I don't have Chenny Stacks, ironically enough, as people always like to make fun of, because he's technically not really a Birthright, even though he's married into it. So ironically enough, don't have a lot of Chenny Stack stuff, but or Lexus King. I gotta get some more Lexus King stuff. But yeah, Uriah Connors RC badge just only has a base card. But still, and we've seen how these RC badges can go, granted on the men's side, so maybe not too heavily coveted right now, but we kind of seen how that goes. And I think I'm a big fan of Uriah Connors. His in-ring work has been great down at NXT. I'm a fan of him. And Shiloh Hill, a little bit of an interesting cat for sure. His in-ring work, again, talked about on the Patreon, his in-ring work is nothing like off the charts right now, but it's the in-character stuff. Like, I
Yeah,
know
that's his character.
we saw when he did his first where he was doing his backstage stuff, like when we saw him at Deadline, he was like talking about being on the computer and then talking about being on football. Obviously having his stuff with Tatum Paxley. He took off all the tires off because he wanted to prevent Izzy Dane from leaving. Didn't know what car they were, so he took off all their tires. Built Blake Monroe's casket for their casket match. Going right now to being the face of Mr. NXT. So it's definitely his character work that's driving him right now. But yeah, again, as another guy that you want to keep an eye out for, I did see one break loaded. They had his case break loaded. It was just one case break, and his spot was like $65. So I don't know about that, but again, that's the alpha. That's the alpha. If you can find some channels that don't primarily run wrestling cards or like wrestling breaks, and they're just doing them just to get them on there, like they're either gonna put them like in an all other spot, or they're gonna be like $3 or $5 spot. They see, oh, they only got one card, RC badge, boom,
Yeah.
all right, $5-10 spot. So that's where you can find some really smart plays. I know Jasper Troy is also in that same boat. I'm really not a big Jasper Troy guy, but he's also in that same boat where he only has he has the rookie card badge, but does not have any auto. So if you're a Jasper Troy guy, potentially that may be for you. Other name that I'm looking at as far as of like, not want to say it's alpha, but Roxanne Perez. I've been very high on Roxanne Perez. I've been buying a little bit more of her stuff recently. So that's another name too. Hopefully, where if the price is right, maybe might be a spot to. I know she does have a case hit, and obviously does have some autos as well. So want to be something to keep an eye out there moving forward. But yeah, that's as far as of who I'm buying. As far as of who I'm staying away from, surprisingly enough, I would be staying away from Kendall Gray in this set. Unfortunately, does not have any autos in this set. Her stuff is really, really weird. Like, didn't have any autos in Chrome, doesn't have any autos in Sapphire, has autos in Logo Fractor, but still does not have any autos in Cosmic. So a little bit weird. Her stuff still moves though, guys. Like if you're into like buying parallels and things like that and want to play out that risk, by all means go ahead and do so. Not financial advice, but for me, I would think a better with investment with my money would be if you're a big Kendall Gray fan, you believe in the Kendall Graps, would be to just go chase a single, just hold on to it if you're really into that. Doesn't even have the RC badge anymore, so keep that in mind as well. But that would be a name potentially that I would stay away from here in this set. And again, there's just some legends that are involved in here that I'm pretty sure will be a little bit expensive, but again, don't have any autos, so it's just something you want to keep an eye out there as well. A little bit disappointed as well. Fallon Henley doesn't have anything that's too crazy. A whole Fatal Influence doesn't have too much to say for Laney Reed. Laney Reed is the only one that has
Yeah.
quite a bit. JC Jane for some reason, again, kind of like we saw with Sapphire and Chrome and also in Royalty, doesn't have too much stuff. So a little disappointed on that aspect, but Laney Reed definitely carries the whole faction as well. So something you want to keep an eye out there as well. But you're looking at this list, bro, Pio, who are we not buying? Who are we staying away from?
Yeah, you kind of I'm just gonna echo what you kind of said, like staying away from like Kendall, JC doesn't really have that much either. Same thing with Fallon. There's a lot of people like I was talking about earlier. There's some people that sign in other products that can be a little bit popular that don't sign in here. Like Jada Parker for some reason doesn't have autos in this set. Tatum Paxley doesn't have autos. Um, so it's just very weird. I don't get the structure of it, but I mean, I guess it is what it is. Um, but yeah, those are probably the two that I would I know those are popular superstars, so I would just tread carefully with the spots. Um, Sometimes I don't know if some breakers just like to price their spots based off the name and stuff like that. Um, which oddly enough, I saw kind of happen to me in Sapphire. Lyra didn't have anything besides her base cards, and for some reason, her spots were $70 for God knows what reason. That seemed to be like the common um trend for her in the breaks. I thought maybe she'd be in like all other L, honestly, or just by herself at a cheap $5 spot or whatever. But yeah, for some reason she hovered around 50 to $70. And I remember I saw it. Um, there was a breaker who had her listed with autos, and I texted you. I was like, hey, like they're saying that Lyra has autos, and like we went through it again and we could not find her, and all we saw was just her base card. And so yeah, it's just I would just be careful with that kind of stuff. So um yeah, definitely. If you want to check it out, go to the Patreon, download this Excel checklist that you have provided to the good world for gratis, and check out who has autos, who has what's, who has how many cards, and you can kind of more or less guess who's going to be the more expensive side, who's going to be a little bit more the cheaper side. And if you're ever questioning why somebody's higher than you think they should be, maybe ask a dealer for a deal or something like that, you know? But yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's a really weird, and I think that's what kind of. I know when I was doing the breakdown, I texted you really quickly. I was like, yeah, the autograph checklist is kind of a little bit lackluster, which makes sense, I guess, on a product where you're not guaranteed any autos. So it
Yeah.
is a little bit lackluster. It is a little bit weird. But again, it's Cosmic. First time hitting the WWE line to Echo again. So I think overall, I think there will be a lot of hype around it. So June 4th, I think will be very exciting for everybody involved in the hobby to see how these breaks go. So yeah, keep an eye out there for Fanatics Live. I'm pretty sure Whatnot, the Wild Wild West will be having some stuff early next week. So just keep an eye out there for that, especially since this product seems like it's been ready and prepared. Like there's going to be no delay and
Yeah.
things like that. So who knows, maybe by the end of this weekend, we kind of saw what you saw with Exalted, where these breaks are just being loaded up real early over on there. So yeah, who knows? Um, but yeah, I think that's everything here as far as on my end. As far as the Cosmic, again, excited for it. Going to be interesting how it does. Don't know if I'll go too crazy and buy a box. I know I still got some more buyback credit, so don't know if I'll go that crazy into it yet. But I think it would be a fun rip maybe for some content, but TBD on that. But before we officially wrap everything up here on Cosmic, any final thoughts here for the good old Cosmic Chrome rip?
Yeah, the only one other thing I had was a sneaky pick. You did not bring up. Um, Jesse the Body Ventura signs in this, dude. That is
Oh, I did. Yes,
crazy.
I did see that. Yes,
I don't know when's the last time he's ever signed a WWE card, if at ever.
that's a good call.
So for it to be his only card, and to also I don't know his contract status, but the last time I kind of heard, kind of seemed like it expired. So this could be his one and only appearance, honestly, on a WWE card. And he signs, so that would be pretty cool to kind of pull. So
I
if the
do
price
like
is right,
Jesse the Body. That's a good call.
yeah. So if the price is right on that, I may try to snag a spot on that. But yeah, that's somebody I'm looking into. And like same thing like Roddy Piper, like just a lot. He has a case hit and has a couple of inserts. Like Roddy Piper hasn't really been these last couple sets. He hasn't really been heavily featured. He was in the first Chrome. I remember he had a couple of cards in 2025. He had some there. He was in Finest as well. I can't remember if he was in Cactus Jack or not. I know he was in Finest. I have one of his cards.
I don't think he was in
But to
Cactus.
see him in this and to see him have a variety of cards is pretty exciting. So, yeah, those are definitely like two legends we're looking at is Roddy Piper and Jesse the Body Ventura.
Yeah, no, that's a good call on Jesse the Body Ventura. I do like that pick a lot. I did see that down there. I
Yeah.
was like, oh, that'll be
I had to
little
double. I
fun
had to
there.
do a double. I was like, "What? He signs?"
Yeah.
Uh,
So
hopefully he
hopefully
puts
it's
a
like the
yeah.
yeah,
Hopefully he
hopefully
puts
it's
like
like a
a.
roll. Yeah,
Hopefully just
like
like
a full body.
like a yeah. I would imagine it's probably gonna be sticker. Like I'm very sure they just sent him a bunch of stickers and he just probably signed it. I wouldn't be surprised. I don't think you can trust that man with anything technology wise. So have you seen his interviews? It's kind of crazy.
Yeah,
Uh,
he's a wildcat.
although I wish he would have had some on cards. If it is on card, I'd be go. But if it's not, I really don't care. But if he did have on card, man, I wish he hope he would throw in like some pretty cool, like funny inscriptions or some shit. Like
Hulk
that'd be
Hogan
pretty
sucks.
cool. Yeah, take it, Hogan.
Which Hogan, I mean, obviously for obvious reasons, no
Yeah,
autos in here. So it looks like
yeah,
those Hulk Hogan autos are. I mean, I'm pretty sure Topps has a. I think they still do have a lot of sticker autos. I know I've seen a couple here and there. But yeah, it
that's gonna be
seems like
crazy.
we're seeing the last whirlwind of Hulk Hogan on card auto. He has a lot of cards in here. Even has like Hollywood Hogan stuff too, but no autos. So again, if you're looking into that as well, I know Sapphire still has some autos. I think if I'm not mistaken, something with Chrome. If I'm not mistaken, yes, he has the NWO card. So yeah, it's something to keep an eye out there. But yeah, again, Cosmic, it's a fun set. I'm gonna be looking forward to it. It's something that you again definitely want to keep your eye on here, especially if you're new to the hobby or if you're a seasoned collector. Add something there to your ongoing collection of whoever you may collect. Um, but before I wrap everything up here officially, Bropio, on my end, any final thoughts here for the good old listeners of collecting the 1, 2, 3?
No, I don't got too much. I'm excited for the AAA this weekend. Um, to see this epic mask versus mask match that's been teased for a while. And I know I had talked about like, hey, maybe it should have been a WrestleMania match, but I think the way they're doing is perfect. It needs to be done down in Mexico City. Um, yeah, I've been like I saw somebody did like a video montage of like the rivalry with the Limp Bizkit, the famous Limp
Right?
Bizkit song. And I'm just like, man, I was even talking to the wifey about it. And I told her, I was like, this Saturday is the mask versus mask match. And she's like, oh, I want to see that. The good thing is like it starts so late, so we could probably catch it
Yeah.
live because we do have some festivities to attend to earlier in the day or afternoon. I don't know how long they're gonna go, but I just did a TBD. Also depends on if the Spurs are also gonna win tomorrow, which is Thursday. If they do win Thursday, game 7 would also be on Saturday. Um, so that'd be some more
Yeah.
wins. Yeah. So go Spurs, go. Fuck OKC. Y'all suck. But other than that, I got nothing.
Oh yeah, yeah. One of my final thoughts there was the AAA. Obviously, we didn't cover it, but our main predictions of it. But yeah, that match versus match stuff has been some of the best in-ring promo work, whatever you want to call it, has been some of the better stuff that WWE has done. So shout out to Undertaker, who's been running and booking AAA. So that's been a lot of fun to watch. So yeah, the match versus match is going to be very, very exciting to see. Definitely going to be must watch over on good old YouTube. If you guys again don't follow me anywhere on social media, if you listen to this podcast and don't follow me, like what the hell are you doing? But again, if you are in the San Antonio area, again, June 13th, we'll be live and in living color as a trading card vendor for the third time. We took a little bit of a break, but we are officially back. We've been building up the inventory, have a lot of good stuff coming in. A lot of good stuff has already came in. So we are building up for that. Again, that is June 13th. It is from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Again, Central Standard Time is at 1207 Richland Hills Drive, San Antonio, Texas, zip code 787. What the fuck is that? Shout out to the promotion, right? 78251.
Just plug it in the GPS, wherever it takes you, that's where it's at.
Hey, who the fuck uses a zip code? Type in the address and I'm pretty sure it'll take you.
Shout out to the WAV room, dude. Shout out to the
Dude,
fucking WAV room.
shout out to the WAV room, man. Nothing would ever beat the fucking WAV room. It is free entry. It is also free parking. So if you guys like, which again, hard to find these days, parking could be anywhere from like $5-10 now. Entries to shows is like $20, $10 for the day, whatever. So yeah, it is again with the vaulty collectibles, the cards, and coffee. Coffee will be served there. Obviously, it's in the name, so it would be kind of a ironic and idiotic to not be serving coffee if you're calling yourself Cards and Coffee. So yeah, the vibes are always good. It's always a good time there. So again, I will be back again on June 13th. So if you're in the area, come say hi. I know I've ran into a few guys there at those shows. I ran into you guys at other shows. So if you guys want to come out, say hi, say what's up, come support the brand, come support the channel. Buying those cards there definitely helps do that. So if you want to come out, just come say hi, show some support. Come out, say hi. Again, it's going to be at 1207 Richland Soul Drive, San Antonio, Texas, zip code 78251. But yeah, guys, again, check out the Patreon link down below. It is free to join. Everything's down there. If you still are buying spots in Royalty and Sapphire, we have all those breakdowns there. I'm also doing some market watches. We have one on JC Jane and Saruka. So if you guys want to know about their markets, we have a deep dive analysis down there. Again, check out the Patreon, free to join. You guys have been showing a lot of love for that, so I really do appreciate that. But yeah, I think that is all I have on my end. Check out all our socials, again, link down below. Check out Bropio, check out his eBay store, again, all linked down below. All my stuff is down below as well, wherever you're listening. If you're on YouTube, make sure you're subscribing. If you're on listening on Spotify and Apple, make sure to follow and leave a rating on this episode or on the whole overall podcast feed in general. That does help support the feed. But yeah, that's all I got on my end. Again, thank you for listening, watching, wherever you're tuning in, and we will see y'all in the next one.